with the purpose of public education? What's the purpose?
I think that it's important to move from our awareness and spreading this awareness to our action.
That's why I think the recent passage of the Every Student Succeeds Act, or ESSA, a landmark piece of bipartisan legislation, hopefully will fix the outdated policies of that No Child Left Behind legislation.
Many cases of racial segregation has been well reported in schools, but people tend to forget about separation through income. Approximately 1 in 5 children in the United States live in poverty. Research has shown that the rise in income inequality has contributed to the rise in income segregation. This segregation has a serious impact on student resources and what students have access to. Segregation of families enrolled in public schools has increased by 15% from 1990 to 2010. Students with lower income usually move to areas that their family is able to afford. Most of the time, these areas are proven to be dangerous and unsafe to raise children in. These neighborhoods also belong in school districts where schools have less amount of resources than others. Taking my school, for example, students in Maitland Middle School in Winter Park, Florida, have access to so many resources that other schools do not. What do you think about how schools separate through the income of their students?
Research has shown that poverty is one of the biggest indicators of student success in schools. So I think it's unfortunate that sometimes students, just based on where they live because of the income of their families, are unable to have that important foundational knowledge and experience that they get in schools that might have more funding.
The income of children's families can have a huge impact on their learning. Kids with more privileged lives get better grades in school because of all the opportunities available to them. They are able to reach out for a tutor or a parent anytime needed. On the other hand, there are students who are unable to do that. Because of this, children's grades drop and they start to not care. They do not have any access to help, and even if they do, it is usually no good. These students have to work extremely hard to get into college, and if they don't, well, then they can't do much about it. Kids with higher income have no problems to get into schools such as Berkeley or UF and continue their education on the right path. These kids are living their lives happy and not worried about anything. Have you ever felt like your family might break apart because of income?
No, because they both have stable jobs.
Does your family ever not have enough money for something?
No, my family is pretty financially stable.
My family has been very fortunate to be given the opportunity to live in the USA. My parents work very hard every day to provide the best opportunities for their children, but there are days that are harder than others. There have been times where my family was at their lowest, and that had reflected on my grades. It is not easy coming from a lower income family. You have to be fighting all the time to stay on top.